So, it's the end of D10, and I'm going to do a little evaluation of how I think everything went for my project. This consists of what went well, all the positives, but also all the negatives as well. What I could have changed, what could have went differently, what went with my plan, what didn't go well with my plan, if I went on track with my plan. And then I'm going to kind of just break down what I did each week and say whether I kind of planned it to go this way, and if I didn't, what was the things that I kind of went different to my original kind of plan. So the aim is to create an online learning resource. So I'd created all the materials for it, and I had all the materials for it, but obviously now it's the actual part of creating the online resource, and actually developing that, promoting that, how am I going to promote it, and all those things, and actually get evidence to start promoting it. So I started off with a plan. The way I did this plan is I just wrote it down week by week on a piece of paper. I did a video talking about my plan. This plan was very basic. I wouldn't say it's the best plan in the world. Basically, all I have is week 1, create an online learning resource, create the actual website. Week 2, create the thumbnails. Week 3, research career opportunities. It's okay, it gets me started, but it's basic. It's not the best plan in the world, okay? So, moving on, we then go and create a mind map of a target audience. So, I basically need to talk about what, or kind of pinpoint on what like who my target audience is, how am I going to achieve that, and just mind map little different ideas or little parts that will all interlink into my target audience. So, for example, I have a link to social media. But how am I going to social media it? Am I going to use Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, ads? And then it also age 14 upwards. And then off that it goes parents that parents as their young child want to learn drums. This could start use this as a starting point before using mega money for in-face lessons. So all those little things that I need to kind of think about and interconnect to each other. And then on there, it also shows what kind of things I could do to attract my target audience's eye. So posters, business cards, all those sorts of things, ads again. So it's kind of just putting ideas together, interlinking everything to try and get a structure of where to start. So we go into week 1, and in week 1, it's kind of me just starting to create stuff. So starting to create the thumbnails. And I also had an idea of how these were going to go anyway, the thumbnails. I basically there's a video of me actually creating them, and I got a professional picture of me, and I kind of just played with that then and started, and I got something that I really liked. So I created a thumbnail, I created the actual online learning resource, so the actual website. And then I started uploading everything onto YouTube, because this is where I kind of didn't think, and this is where, again, in week 1, we start and we have a first bump. And this is where on Wix, the website that I'm actually using to create my website, is that it doesn't allow videos on the actual website for longer than 10 minutes. And obviously, I don't want to rush my tutorial videos, so I went more than 10 minutes, with the about 12-13 minutes long. So basically, I had to upload them onto YouTube, which this is my first bump, which I didn't really think of, is that I'm going to have to upload them to YouTube, but I don't want people to see them on YouTube, because otherwise they're not paying for them. So basically what I did is I put them on YouTube into a playlist, and I made that playlist private or unlisted. So if you have the link, you can use it, which the links will be then on my website, the actual online learning resource. So they'll be able to get them that way. But again, they had to be on YouTube, because there was no other way that I could possibly get them onto my learning resource. But they are on YouTube, but they're private, so you have to have the website to get the links. So I kind of worked my way around that first problem. And then in week 1, I go, you know what, I actually need to make a more developed plan, because I don't really know what I'm going into each session doing. I know that I have a basic idea, but I don't know how I'm going to actually start creating this stuff. So I make a more developed plan. So week 1, I'm going to create thumbnails, also create my actual online resource, and upload videos for the website. Then we're going to week 2, where it goes upload all videos onto the resource, create social media accounts, and start creating promo, such as videos, posts for social media. And then same again, week 3, we start going if you need to edit videos or if you need to continue making stuff for social media. And then week 4 was do a bit of research on more about marketing, and then implement that new strategy that I've researched. This plan was way more helpful than my original plan, because it kind of gave me more of an understanding what I was going into each session doing. But still, I followed it and I didn't. It was kind of there to keep going back to, saying, oh, I might need to do this because I forgot this. But going throughout the weeks, later on, I will tell you that I didn't actually stick to this plan. And then when I made my marketing strategy, I stuck to that more. But it weren't kind of, this week I'm doing this. It just says this is the deadline date. So this was kind of a plan that I needed to, it kind of just took me in time with the weeks, really. So moving on, that's the end of week 1. Week 1 was kind of more the foundation of getting everything done. I thought I'd get more done in week 1, but week 1 was kind of then like, okay, I tell you what, you need to actually not rush into this, and you actually need to know what you're doing in each session. So it was kind of more of like a stepping stone in the project. So going into week 2, I then do a bit of research on self-promo. So basically, what is self-promo, and then how, like, the pros and cons of it, and then how do people self-promote, because with my project, I might promote that a completely different way to, as say, someone is creating a clothing brand. So there's all different ways that you self-promote depending on what you are self-promoting. Also, how it can affect. So there's all different effectiveness of self-promo, such as face-to-face. If I'm there, I might go, just to let you know, I have this in for this day. It's coming out this day. Just give a listen. I'll send you the link over. But also via social media posts, that's such a big one. Written materials as well, such as business cards, flyers, letters, posters, because not everyone uses social media. Then displaying awards or certificates of what I've achieved. And then also mention your accomplishments of how well you actually are doing and how it's actually progressing. So I've just learned a lot of different ways of self-promo, but I also then did a bit of networking of how people like what the topic that I'm doing, how have they promoted themselves, because again, depending on your topic of what you're doing, it's all different ways of promo, such as their thumbnails, their logos, their headers, their pictures on everything. It's all different ways of, he might have his logo there so it can be seen more, so it can promote himself more, so he can be seen more and set his brand. So it's all different things. Also, at this point, I was starting to gather what my viewers can expect from me in my learning resource. And I start to put together this is when I started getting to create an image of what I was getting to and what I want my final product to be like. So this is when I started creating the social media accounts as well, and just starting to basically start and get my foundation, and so I could build on from the next coming weeks with everything that I start creating. So we move on to week 3. Week 3, we kind of sit down and go, we're going to have a review point here. I need to actually make a marketing strategy, because if I don't know what I'm achieving and I don't know what I'm actually marketing. So from up to week 3, I'm still kind of lost. I'm still trying to get into the project, trying to get an actual stepping stone into it. So yeah, week 3 is where I go, let's sit down, actually make a marketing plan. What could I include, and how will this help me moving forward, to get my promote my actual online learning resource. So we sat down of stuff that I've already done, and I said that I've done a lot of research. That's the big thing with this. I did a lot of research, but I didn't actually then go in until after week 3. I didn't actually use that research and go in and use it and to help me make progress within the project. I had that research and knew, and I did the research, but I didn't use it. So that's kind of the big thing was this. I just never got going too quick. So up until week 3, I didn't get going, which was kind of, I'd say every kind of session was not a step back, because I always move forward, but it was kind of like I felt like I was never getting anywhere, because I just weren't really doing too much to promote myself at the moment. So I made a marketing strategy, and this consisted of a little table of what marketing platform I was going to use and do. So in box 1, it was social media platforms such as TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. There's a reason why I did these 3. 1, because it fits my target audience. 2, hashtags are used a lot on these social media platforms and are the best to use hashtags with, such as algorithms and everything. So there, and it just fits really well with my target audience, really. So the way that I'm going to evidence this is videos about me, competition winning stuff, so like a little visual or video or post just to say there's competition, some stories, some reminder stories, and then some reels of preview of tutorial, setting up maybe, and using hashtags. So this is all kind of little different things that I could put into play. I don't have to do all of them, but they're kind of some ideas there. And that was a date for the 30th of March. And then there's some notes there just to say what I might need to do, like post every other day leading up to the release. Kind of all those little things just to keep, this is where it actually gave me that stepping stone of going, I need to create this post, and I need to have it up, and I need to start creating posts so I can post on my social medias every other day. On the other marketing platform, I'm also using business cards. Now, I didn't really think of using business cards up until now, or until week 3, because I didn't think they're kind of still out there, people use them. But when I thought about it, is that I don't have anything from my older part of the target audience. Social media, yeah, the older part of my target audience might use social media, but they won't use it as much. So I needed to kind of think of something where the older generation of my target audience will understand more or might fit them better. So I thought business cards will come into play, because that part of the target audience will know what business cards are, will probably have used them in their life before. So you started piecing together the puzzle, really. So again, it's another stepping stone in the project that I didn't think that I was going to actually create at the beginning at all, but I actually moved on, and it turned out really well for me. Then again, streaming accounts, so showing previous stuff that I've done before, previous music that I've made, me actually drumming in gigs, or me drumming, just some drumming videos, just to show how I actually am. And then also creating links just to see, so people could see that. And then there was another thing that I kind of considered was an actual photo shoot. So photo shoot of me and my client illustrating the process and structure of the tutorial. Just because when I want my online learning resource, I was using stock images, which again, it doesn't look very professional. So if I've made really good tutorial videos that are really professional, use the best microphones, actually did really good setups, different angles, good editing, I'll actually want my website to look professional. So instead of using a set drum image, I then created a photo shoot with me and I put that on my website, and I just then did that, and that was also something that I could put on my social media as well to promote. This is my this is one of the students I've been teaching. This is the feedback that they've got and given. Hopefully this persuades you. So this is where I kind of then went, this is what I need to do in the project. And this is, I think, creating this marketing plan and strategy has really, really helped me in this project. If I did this at any later date, I think I would have been stuck with the project, because this kind of gave me that push, really. So yeah, so what I started doing then in week 3, I started doing my plan, my strategy, and I started with business cards. So what I did is I did a bit of research on business cards, especially music business cards, and I put some examples of what they look like. I just wanted to kind of see of how music business cards are portrayed, what information is on there, and how much information's on there, because you might have a lot, you might have a little. It depends on what you're actually promoting. So I did some research on music business cards, and then also the price, like the quantity of 100, how much that would be on this website. But I also then went and created my business cards, and I did this on 2 different websites because I wanted to have 2 different business cards that caught people's eye, because one business card might not catch people's eye, but another one might. So I did this on 2 different softwares. So the first one I used Canva. The information's on is all the same on both of them. It's just catching people's eye, if that makes sense. And then I used Adobe Express for the other one. And I've also done a video in that week explaining why I did the business cards and which one I found better and why I chose to do it on 2. So going into week 4 was me then starting to get all my social media accounts up and running. But when I was starting to create my social media accounts, I looked and I thought, I don't have a logo. Now, this wasn't anywhere in my plan at all to create a logo. It was the one thing that I knew that I weren't going to do from beginning to end. I didn't think I was going to ever create a logo. It never popped up in my mind. So the reason why it popped up to me was, again, all these reference points that I was using, these people who I took for inspiration, they all had a logo. It was them creating their brand. Because because I've used them previously, whenever I went on, I looked for their logo and I thought, there it is. I know that what video I want to watch from them. So it kind of creates a brand and sets an image to yourself. So I put some examples on, and in this week, I didn't think I was going to do it at all. I didn't think I was going to get it done in this week, but I thought, you know what, before I even go on to even say who I am, I need to have my image and my brand out there. So I need to create a logo. So I created a logo, and then I started uploading to social media. So by this point, I'd started uploading a professional photo of me and my logo, and just said, keep your eyes peeled, something's coming soon. So yeah, that was week 4. Week 5, this was the release week of the actual project. By this point, I had stuff ready, but I needed to post it on certain days. So I created a plan for the week, because leading up to my release date, I wanted the hype to grow every day, and I never wanted that slope to drop. I always wanted it to carry on, and I want every day I want people to keep coming back to my Instagram page to see what's coming next. So for the Monday, I was going to post a deal/offer that if you get the link that I've posted on my Instagram page, I made a little visual and that it had the link on there. They get it until the certain day for free. And then on Monday, I posted photo shoots with my clients, and I got reviews of them. I got little videos of them reviewing basically how they think that their sessions have been going so far and whether they've been useful. So that was kind of, for me, that was a big thing, because all I was going to do is post the actual photo shoot, but having them just say a little something about me and how everything was going with the session that they've been having, I think was really good, because reviews are key. if you might get so many good reviews, and that draws people to you. So I think that was a big thing with this. So Tuesday, I was going to post some previous music to show my abilities, post gigs, previous gigs, just to say, this is what I've done, this is what you could get from my tutorials, and post a preview clip. I think this was the big one, because preview clips make the people, your target audience and your audience, want more. So that was a big thing as well. And people might not like my teaching style. It's how it is. So I think them having a little preview before they actually get to see and buy the website, I think, was key, because they might not like my teaching style, and that's fine. Everyone likes to learn different ways. So that was a big thing that I thought I needed to post on there. And then just post some stories of reminders, countdown saying it comes out this date. Don't forget that you have got the offer on. Wednesday, again, was posting another preview clip of a different episode. And also just carry on hyping up little previews of the online learning resource. Posting it on my stories, doing some reels, posts. And then Thursday was the day where everything actually was meant to go out. I actually put the link in my bio, show what the website was like. I did like countdowns every 2 hours or every so many hours, saying it comes out in 2 hours, this is happening, check this out. So yeah, it was kind of just like really hyping it up. So also in this week, from after using Adobe Express and putting that on YouTube, I was also attracting attention from Adobe Express after using that to create my business cards and logo, which I thought was really cool, that the stuff that I'm doing is actually going out and reaching to these people, and it actually is getting out to that audience. So yeah, that week was a lot of me promoting on my social medias, actually creating the photo shoot to go up there. Yeah, and I've also as well, it was a big one, was me, I didn't think I was actually going to do this, was me posting onto my actual reposting like some things on my personal Instagram stories, because that actually created a lot of people wanting to follow my page, and it gained a few more followers because people was really intrigued from my personal Instagram account. So also another big thing was, I didn't think I'm planning on doing, was at the end of my videos on YouTube, I'll put them in a playlist, but at the end of my videos it just took me to some random person's video. So what I did is, to make it even more professional, on the final changes of my video, I put a link that they could just click on. They click on the video at the end, the last 30 seconds, where it took them to the next video, just so it was professional instead of taking them to some random person's video. So yeah, and also in this final week, I did a lot of networking opportunities. Previously in the project, I did message a person on Instagram called Chris Turner, who I took for inspiration, saying I just wanted to ask a few questions. But also I sent to my people who I use for inspiration too, which was Drumeo. I just sent them a paragraph saying, I've done this, I've looked at your and used you before. Here's my link. If you don't mind, check it out and give it a repost. Just networking opportunities, which they might get back, they might not. It just is somewhere where I can network to people. So my final social media pages looked very, very similar on every page. Nothing was inconsistent. Again, I did use hashtags to fit my topic, but I also used it to accommodate that certain social media platform. So yeah, I think that's everything. What went well with the project? I think that creating my marketing strategy went really well, because it gave me that stepping stone. What didn't go well, or I'd say that was, it went well, but kind of took a very slow start, was me not having a marketing strategy, because I just had a plan. So do this, do that, do this. I didn't know what I needed to include. I didn't do enough research. So I think that's what didn't go well. And I had 3 weeks of basically just me creating little, posting onto YouTube, doing little bits and that. So that was a big one. That was 3 weeks of basically doing nothing. Very simple things that I could have done in one session. So yeah, I had a lot of things that didn't go to, well, I say didn't go to plan. I didn't plan on doing, but I'm glad I managed to fit them in, because it's made it look way more professional than I originally planned it to be. And yeah, so that's my D10 and that's my marketing strategy and plan, really. So yeah, that's it.